My name is JD Silvergun, and today I'll be doing double duty, tracking and comms, so you'll have to bear with me. But nonetheless, we have a very exciting match today. Duden versus So. This is game 2, and So actually won the first game. So Duden is going to be looking to tie it up and bring it to game 3. And this is the lower bracket round 4 of the tournament. So the winner of this will go on to face Krithel in round 5. And it looks like we're getting started here. Put shovel in Link's house. Have to find out what that leads to. For those that don't know, No Logic is a mode where we will be using lots of glitches to deal with the fact that the randomizer doesn't care where things are. They can be literally anywhere. We also have 2 copies of each rod in the pool, 2 fire rods and 2 ice rods. Both runners following the same route. This is a pretty standard opener. Fake flipper, man under the bridge, swim clip into ice rod cave. Okay, just bombs there. Looks like we're getting a sync. And thank you for that. A runner is carefully avoiding the crabs. They do a lot of damage. Okay, just a heart piece on the island. It will not be going back for that. Nothing in the waterfall. Okay, so we see a small key on the Zora ledge, and both runners are deciding to clip to get it. This is kind of a at your own discretion, because we don't really need small keys, but there are some that are nice to have. Usually one of any, or one of every, each one is good to have. Just a pod small, though. And Duden is going to Sahasrara, and so is presumably going to do the Lost Woods. Okay, so we learned that TR is, or sorry, TR was the small key. We learned that green pendant is ice, is what I meant to say, on Duden's side. And So gets a glove inside the thief hideout. And Duden is going to clip over here. This is his opener that he does. He's going to do a fake flipper. And then... Well, actually, I'm not sure why we went in the potion shop. But anyways, we're going to do a fake flipper and then swim clip to the back of escape. And unfortunately, we know in this seed this is going to be a bit of a time loss because So already has a glove. I could not see what that was in the lumberjack on So's side, so I'll just assume it was nothing until we see otherwise. It would have to be a pretty spectacular item to do the AGA 1 fight for that. Lumberjack, Death Mountain, Ascent for So, and Duden gets the swim clip into the back of Escape. Hammer on So's side and Hera in the basement cage, and the small key to Hera is in the back of Escape with an ice small as well. Those are nice keys to. Well, ice not so much because we're just never gonna go there probably because it's a pendant. Unless the seed is truly awful, then we might have to do that. Okay, we see up on the spectral rock, on top of the rock. Anyone saw what that big key in Hero was that So got? I'd appreciate it if you could tell me in the chat. Nice hover to get the sword as well. We'll see it on Duden's side eventually, I'm sure. So is rescuing the old man. Duden gets his glove. Oh yeah, that's a good point. That they have boots. Alright, so Duden making an early play for town. This is interesting. Has none of the extra items you would want to clear it, but he'll be able to get 100 rupees to get the bottle vendor. And so is exploring the mountain. A nice bow for Duden in Blind Hut. And another bottle is here. Alright, so at least we'll be able to get Sick Kid on this trip. That's very nice. And both bottles preloaded with the red potions also is a good, you know, time saver. We don't have to go buy one, and we don't have to waste money either. Okay, Pod Big Key. Excuse me, Pod Big Key is our first cave stay key. We see that on Duden's side in the well. Moon Pearl on the bottle vendor. PR Big could be helpful on Duden's side in the chicken hut. And so far, only has really gotten money on this mountain. Small key to thieves. Small key to swamp is interesting. Vanilla nuts on the Sick Kid is funny. Oh, the bug net's not on the tracker. was looking for it. It's just not there. Meyer big in the library. So has done a Death Mountain Descent, or DMD, to Graveyard Ledge, and it's nothing. But we do get a nice bomb farm, though. Duden heading to Desert, using a teleport. The hammer and sword are on the mountain. The hammer is just in Hera, and the sword is inside Spectacle Rock, but Duden decided not to go to the mountain yet. He went to town instead, and now he's in Desert. Okay, so doing South Shore after the Houlihan. And gets a sword of his own in Desert. Or rather, Duden got the sword of his own. And we're doing a YBA, a potion glitch. Now we're in Thieves Town. The Ether is the sunken treasure on So's side. Well, we don't know if that has any value yet, but it might. Oh, Duden, no! Okay, so Duden, that's gonna be a problem. Duden did not bomb open the floor. And then he just left. That I'm concerned. Alright, someone please tell me if So found anything in Mini Moldarm Cave, because I did not even see what was there. It's like, it didn't look like anything. Anyway, we are juking to King's Tomb, and we see rupees. He very kindly corrected the camera. And Duden is going to Checkerboard Cave. Hey, nothing there. Alright, So is doing a fake flipper, probably going to go shopping, get some bombs. I feel really bad for Duden right now. I've made that mistake in a race like one time, in a ladder race. It was horrible. You take the boss into the room, and then there's no light. Hopefully Thieves Town will be a pendant for the sake of the race. And Duden's skipping Agina's cave. This is interesting. Something also is going into town. About to get his second bottle. Dude, I saw Pendant Meyer on the map check. I didn't see anything else that we didn't already know. And so gets a bow as well. And nothing in Hype Cave. That's kind of unfortunate, but not a big deal. A swamp and thieves. Okay, so that's very bad news for Duden. That's quite a bit of a time loss, having to go to the attic twice. Okay, flippers on Stumpy or Duden. Okay, Meyer Shed is Uncle Bombs and a compass. Have Duden looked at the medallion? I did not see it. That's unfortunate. Well, actually, it doesn't really matter. We're probably just not going there. Or if we do, we're going to do it without the medallion. Because we know that it's a pendant. Okay, Duden is doing the digging game, and I wonder if So will show us what was in Agina's cave, because I'm like 99% sure Duden just skipped it because it's a slow check. Oh, and did Duden also not do the shovel? Which is nothing, but I don't remember seeing him come over here, but I could be wrong. Okay, the digging for the map of a dungeon we already know is unfortunate. But it looks like Duden is going to teleport so that we can get to Village of Outcasts without using the mitts, because we don't have them. A map of thieves, another map that we don't need in the brewery for Duden. Okay, and so is checking Agina's cave. And it was a sword, wow. Okay, yeah, Duden definitely did not check that. So, if So goes into desert here, which I don't see why he wouldn't, he's going to get his tempered sword. This is going to be a pretty substantial advantage. And due to not finding anything in VMO and decides not to go into Thieves Town, because this is not a regular rando, we don't have the fake world patched out, so if he death warps out of Thieves Town, he cannot continue the Dark World route, so that's the reason why someone would probably skip those items. Because it's either that or you walk out, which is kind of slow, so it's understandable. Okay, Hyrule Castle, small. Occasionally helpful. Not usually, though. Oh yeah, this is another item that's not even on the tracker. I forgot that. Well, he has it. So got into desert from the south side by doing a bomb clip, and also is doing the YBA to Thieves Town. Duden going shopping. Picking up a green potion. Still has not been to the mountain, so I have to imagine that's where he's going next. There was I'm pretty sure there was a big key in Hera that I missed what it was. Um, so we'll have to see what that was when Duden gets there. It was a GT small in the attic. Okay, I missed that the first time. The Duden did get that, but unfortunately did not open the floor. It looks like So is going for the boss. And this makes sense. I mean, it's doable. There are arguments to put this off, but you could kill the boss and save the prize for a warp later as well if you want to. So Duden is about to get his hammer. And also dealing with the unfortunate hitbox of the fighter's sword. Yeah, you can't dash turn with the bow dash. It's unfortunate. Okay, big key of ice. Okay, that wasn't even a good key. I was like anxiously anticipating that. Like normally I'd say it's fine to have that, but the seed is going to have to be pretty awful for them to want to use that because we know ice is a pendant. So is doing the spin YBA, and because you have a red potion, it's getting heavy VRAM corruption, but you're going to have to take my word for it that there's a Lambo fight going on right now. Looks like So is taking an unfortunate death, which is probably good for the race because... Oh, he hard did... okay, he had to hard reset. Never mind, sorry, don't mind me. He had to get the graphics back. He didn't lose anything because he saved and quit first. Alright, it looks like So is going to the potion shop. Right, so getting the news about Ice Palace. Oh, that is our green pendant today, so we are unlikely to go there unless the situation grows desperate. And Duden finds an ice rod in the Uncle passage. Okay, so this is a setup to get onto the last pixel. Or one of the two last pixels, I should say. Alright, so Duden is successfully YBA'd into Thieves Town. But we are in cave state, so we are able to unlock things. A very nice invisible item. I'm sure it was lovely. And So is doing a bomb juke, but it needs a couple more hearts to make it less lethal. So this is auto door juke, and some might consider it more difficult, but it's just kind of a different technique. So Duden is about to get some very unfortunate news. Okay, So was successful at the bomb juke. So now we're on the fake Dark World, Overworld, for So. But when he transitions, he can go back to the castle. Duden is getting some exercise by running around Thieves Town. And So also doing the Wabby 8 Thieves Town. He menued, but I didn't see if anything was different on So's side. Alright, so maybe things are okay. Our race is still close because we don't know what we need for go mode. Well, we definitely need a fire source for Ganon, but... So it seems like Duden's accidental mist bomb with the attic and So's land mode death have kind of canceled each other out, and we're pretty much even. In fact, I'd say actually Duden has checked more locations than So, because Duden did the Dark World Overworld stuff, which got him flippers on Stumpy and not much else. And so this LSD blind glitch, by the way, the purpose of that is to keep the door open. Uh-oh, no. And Duden takes an unfortunate death. Oh, the boss is still defeated and he unlocked the door, so he can just go back to Thieves Town and finish it. This is not as bad as it could have been, but it is a bit of a loss. A fire rod? Okay, so we are now hoping that Duden goes back there to find that. Although Duden... Yeah, Duden did not check the inside of Spectacle Rock Cave, so that's why he still has Fighter Sword. Alright, so it left and re-entered to reset the dungeon, because we cannot get the crystal in cave state. Oh, thank you for pointing that out. Thank you, Type. I wasn't sure what the item was. I so did menu, but I missed it. Alright, so that is the first crystal for So. This fire rod. In the so-called ambush chest in Thieves Town. Maybe Duden will go to pod after this, because Well, I'm just hoping he'll go to Spectacle Rock to get the sword, because he's never getting the Agena sword. Because if he knows he hasn't checked that, then he could decide to, route that in on the way to Pod. Alright, Duden gets his crystal. So both runners have completed Thieves' Town. So showing us, once again, the properties of fake worlds, transitioning and being in the light world. And Duden actually in the dark world. I'm curious where we want to go. And it looks like we're going to Skullwoods. Alright, so back to desert. Time to get some revenge on the worms. And Duden is not doing the speedrunner strat for this room. If anyone's curious, it's always faster to push a statue than to pull it. And you can push it even faster if you use diagonals, like wiggling back and forth. Small key to Castle Tower. Alright, so is going for the spin YBA. We brought a green this time so we can see. We even have both rods, so this is going to be a much easier fight than the first attempt. Alright, revenge has been acquired. A pendant has also been acquired. Okay, since we know Swamp is a crystal, and maybe there was argument that he should have just save and quit, then not picked up the pendant. But it doesn't matter a lot because we have Glove and Hammer and Moon Pearl. And we even have Swamp Small. But maybe So doesn't know that Swamp's a crystal yet. There have been a lot of maps, but I don't think we got the Swamp map. And Duden knows what pod is, but I do not, because I missed it. The pod might be a pendant, actually. This moth fight is about to be a little bit dangerous. A very bad sword. A low magic. It's manageable, but gotta be careful. Well, I guess you could also use the hammer, so maybe that's not as terrible as I thought. Still have to be careful, though. And Dune's doing a very good job so far, not taking any hits. This is an RNG-based fight. Even if you play it perfectly, like sometimes you just don't get any hits. Alright, so that was a very nice kill. Map of Swamp that we don't need, but it is a crystal. So that's good news. Alright, so also into Skullwoods, showing us the more of the vanilla strat of the statue. And also not waiting for the hand to come back. They rarely see someone exit the room that way. That's kind of funny. Oh, thank you for the update. I missed the map check. Okay, so I'm gonna assume So knows that TR is a crystal. And Duden has the pod map, so Duden should also know pod is a crystal. But Duden does not know that desert is a pendant, though. And I believe So does have the Meyer map. But maybe not, though. We'll find out. Okay, so that is Skullwoods completed for So. Let's see if he hangs around to get any items. Alright, we really want Duden to look inside Spectacle Rock and get the sword. This is almost certainly a pod play. Like, he has nothing left to do on the mountain, really. Well, I mean, I guess it could be an Eastern play, too, because Stairmaster has become quite popular. Alright, so this is the way to get across without going around or without hovering. We do a bomb clip through the wall. Alright, so in this direction shows me that we are going to pod and not Eastern. Alright, so we're going to set up another bomb clip, and this will take us to Cave State, Palace of Darkness. Oh, some versions of this clip require some adjustment, but Duden gets through. Pod small in pod is a classic. Alright, so now knows for sure about Meyer, Swamp, TR, Pod, yeah. So just has full info because he did Desert. Duden still doesn't know everything yet. He might know TR. I don't remember where the map was, but I don't think Duden has full info because we don't have the desert map. Alright, so is in the Super Bunny Cave. Cane of Burn. That is the wrong cane game. Alright, hovering for So. I really disagree with this doing the right side in Cave State when we have the bow. It takes so long to walk out from here. Because we can't use the hammer shortcut because there are no crystal switches. Okay, have magic is a good find. I don't know if it was worth all that time, but it's a really good find. Okay, so is doing a mirrorless wrap for laser bridge. I like this play because it's a lot of items. Okay, big key to skull wounds after we just for there is kind of a gut punch. Big key to swamp. We're probably not going to see that used, but maybe I mean, we could. It looks like So is going to hover this for a Trinex. I personally would say the double YBA is a lot easier, but I'm also not the same person as So. Did not quite make it, unfortunately, but it looks like he's gonna try again. He's gonna be going into an Oko fight doing it like this. Runners have found very few heart containers and have refused to pick up all the heart pieces that weren't, like, forced on them. Oh, failing it right at the end is so painful. Decides to save and quit. I was wondering if he had the potions to go for the double YBA or not. Because the other thing I was going to say was it makes sense to go to TR because it's one of the more difficult dungeons. So if you can get it out of the way, then that's less that you have to worry about. So it doesn't have the flippers from Stumpy, so that is like a main advantage for Duden right now. But Duden also doesn't have the sword advantage, so... And it looks like we just literally got nothing out of this pod after full clearing, except for the boss. Alright, so Duden is doing a glitch called Statue Drag to Helmasaur. And I'm gonna mostly be watching So's side to see if I missed any items, but I'm pretty sure... Okay, the map of Desert is probably the most important thing Duden found in here, because that will give him his full information when he checks it. Duden was successful with the statue drag. Also, curiously so, is actually doing this in pod state, which is kind of rarely seen. Alright, Duden defeats Helmsaur King. And gets a mirror. So a very helpful item, but we had to do the boss for it. This just seems like one of those seeds where you save a lot of time by skipping out on the back of pod, but they also need rupees, so maybe we don't skip the back of pod in this seed. I guess it just depends. I've definitely been burned by skipping this dungeon before. Okay, so Duden unfortunately misses a YBA, but it looks like we have a second potion. Unfortunately missed it again. Alright, so with that map check, Duden should now have a full info. So, Duden going to desert. You could go into Agina's cave and get a sword, but I think that's unlikely. So, he knows this is a pendant. However, desert is also one of the main ways we go to swamp. And the reason we're in the back is because we're stealing a small key, would be my guess. Or we're changing our mind. Dude needs to hurry up and make some decisions because So has the sword advantage. If this gets down to like Ganon on versus Ganon fight, Duden's not gonna win. Okay, so also gets the mirror from Helmasaur King, defeats the boss. And Duden's setting up to go to Eastern. This is a glitch called Stairmaster. Okay, we got it on the second attempt. So we're in cave state, so this allows us to once again open doors. So Duden could do like the route that has been discussed recently. I think if you have the mirror, the best thing to do probably is to get the big chest, mirror block, erase, get this chest, and then just save and quit and go to the front door. Bombos. Don't think that's gonna help. I don't know, it's kind of awkward when you're routing Eastern backwards. That's why I suggested the save and quit, but because it's, even though you are like doing different movement, it feels less bad to me than doing all the backtracking. It feels like you're actually doing the dungeon twice. The desert big key. Interesting. Alright, so I'm into Eastern State now by leaving and re-entering. It looks like So also is going to do the same thing. Okay, So accidentally got EG there, and did the correct thing of saving and quitting. So the reason why that happens is because, it's just a mechanic of the vanilla game. When you jump off of the ledge that has the vanilla big key and pod, it arms EG. Usually it gets disarmed, like, naturally by playing, but, like, if you bonk or do something else, or, like, fall in a pit. But, yeah, so that's a little bit of an unfortunate time loss. Not a huge deal, though. But, like, for most people, we usually go to Hookshot Cave after pod, so bonking to get the chest there will disarm it. Or, like, falling into the pit afterwards, either if you have the hookshot. We did a different route this time. Just something to be careful about. Hey, Duden has defeated Armos Knights and claimed a crystal. Taking a slight lead for the moment. To answer a question, chat, well, I don't know what you mean by rule changes. We use a different rule set than what is the normal rando rule set. It's usually called competitive rule set. And we have our own rules. So you can do most glitches. There are a few that you cannot. Like one of them is exploration glitch, underworld exploration, swim, arbitrary code execution, and a couple more like obscure exceptions that we're not allowed to do that you wouldn't even really know they exist unless you're like really familiar with vanilla glitched categories. Alright, so Duden is going to the castle and the pyramid. He did a glitch called Mirror Portal Offset. And he didn't do these checks yet, so this is an interesting way to combine this. Not sure what he's looking for, because he actually has a kind of an advantage over So, having the flippers. My guess would be, since he's been struggling with the potion glitch inputs, that maybe he's looking for something to make it easier. Because if So does not get the flippers, and if he doesn't know the fake clippers glitch, which is quite difficult, then Swamp Crystal is going to be pretty annoying for So on this equipment set. Whereas Duden can just go in the front door of Swamp and do a YBA to get the crystal. We see Book in Pyramid the Fairy. Alright, and So has defeated Armos Knights. I'm gonna assume he got the Desert Big on right side. I'm not sure if that's going to be relevant, but I missed if he went in that room. Alright, so is going back to pod. Duden gets a red boomerang and casts tower. So probably So wants to warp to Hera to unlock the door, or maybe wants to unlock Swamp too. Well, I guess he can't unlock Swamp because he used all of his pod keys last time he was here. So this is probably just a play for Hera. Alright, so this YBA sets up a wrong warp. I'm a little surprised Duden is doing these checks, like, not just because he's doing extra checks, but because of all the places to go, like, there are more dense places he could go than this. Like, Ganon's Tower, like, even, I think Meyer is even higher density than doing this, but I could be wrong. But definitely GT seems like the obvious play. Especially because So is outspoken as someone who doesn't like to go to GT until it's a last resort. It's an uncharacteristic hover fail on So's side. But no problem, we can still go up and unlock the door this way. And Duden not finding anything in the castle. Alright, so unlock the door, but we need to leave and re-enter because the game still thinks that we're inside pod. And now the game thinks we're inside Hera. I'm really wondering what So's plan for Swamp is, or if he's gonna also decide to check for more items. I don't remember if So knows the fake clippers or not. But even if you know it, it's not... I would say it's not really preferable. Okay, where's Duden going? Oh, is this a fake flute? No. I thought we were bonking for, like, intentionally. Nice map of this dungeon on Moldorm. So picks up a crystal and takes the slight lead. Alright, Duden going to Catfish, but not checking it from the mountain. This is interesting. But he was thinking about the mushroom turn-in. You know, it's probably nothing, but I've seen several seeds where there was a very good item on the mushroom that you could have had a lot earlier. Usually I would save scum the mushroom if it is a little bit time consuming, but knowledge also is power. And So agrees, So is checking the mushroom right now. And Duden is checking Zora. Yeah, we have so many dungeons that we can check still. Like, we haven't seen Mire, Ice, or GT, like, or Swamp. I'm really surprised that Duden is doing this overworld stuff. Okay, and we get the mitts for our treble, and I don't think that really does anything in this seed, unless you want to use it to check Smith Chain. Like, we have other ways of doing that, but they're all really slow. Or just annoying. Yeah, I agree. There are some seeds where mitts are actually helpful. But this is not one of them. And So setting up an overworld YBA. I'm not sure what he is going to accomplish with this. Yeah, he's trying to write the bottle onto the heart piece. Because there was a bottle earlier on top of Spectacle Rock, but it didn't work. Okay, so meanwhile, Duden has a clip to GT. I don't think we have the big key, so I would have cave stated personally, but maybe we do have the big key. A nice big key of Eastern, after we already skipped that key. I'm not sure what So's plan is. Like, I don't think tree warping that sword really helps him that much. So he went into Agina's cave and then left, which is like the first step of a tree warp is entering the place that you want to duplicate items in. Maybe he thinks the bottle was there? But that would be my guess, because I know So is a very practiced runner. I don't think he really wants to do all this time for Gold Sword. But that's what's going to happen, though. He also has exactly enough arrows to do this. He's supposed to have 6 of each rupees, bombs, and arrows to do this trick. Or 6 or more, I should say. And Duden's not really finding anything in GT, which is unfortunate. Yeah, the bottle was in blinds. The bottles that we know of are in blinds and in are on top of Spectacle Rock. So this glitch is a dynamic sprite spawn overflow. We call it tree warp for short. And it warps us to the last place we entered, and it dupes the chests. And Duden gets a third bottle in Ganon's tower in Bob's chest. And so, getting very angry that he clearly had duped the wrong item. He was expecting something else to be in that chest. Okay, so we found all 4 rods on Duden's side. A nice big key to GT is next to the place where it normally is. In the very same room. Well, I guess we didn't need to cave state. Big key to Thieves Town, a very amusing game. We already skipped that big key too. Alright, so it's doing Hype Cave, and nothing is here though. Oh, I guess they have shields I could be marking. I forgot about that. Alright, Duden on the mountain. I don't think he's gonna get anything here. Because half magic was in one of the hover checks. Alright, so is going to swamp. Did he? Okay, he did not pick up the flippers. Okay, which we know are like literally like right next door. There, on Stumpy. He's digging for bombs and arrows to splash delete. This is kind of funny. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say here. Hey, they're right there. There are your arrows. Digging up the 8 bomb pack. What? I've never seen that before. Okay, Duden does a mirror wrap. So is trying to do splash delete. But maybe he needs to use more arrows. Because if your index is not a known value, sometimes a splash delete can be kind of finicky. You could set it to 0 by doing a hard reset as well. There are other methods so you can do to count down the index as well. Like, what is with these 8 bomb packs? What? Alright, so Duden is going for the try next double YBA. And so is digging. Okay, we have the first YBA. We need to do some movement to not fall. Okay, and then we have to YBA this door as well. And this has to be perfect. Like, there's no failure option for this one. Okay. Because if you transition, it's game over. And if you drink the potion, you have to try again. Okay, that's unfortunate. He's thinking if he wants to reset to keep his potions, and he decides to save. Alright, so has given up digging, decided to hoof it, and swim to the store. Alright, Duden also getting the news that the mushroom was nothing. Alright, so Duden going back to Turtle Rock, so wants to splash delete. Okay, we have the... This is the easy part of the trick already done. Now, the hard part, we have to get through this wall. And how that is done is we need to first get on a specific Y pixel, and then we have to diagonal into the wall without moving down, and then we have to release the down input for only 1 frame, and then reapply it while still holding forward, and we have to do that like approximately 5 times. And so is of course making it look easy, even though I'm like talking it up as being difficult, but trust me, this is an extremely difficult trick. It's very, very annoying. Oh no! Doing the hard part and then failing the movement. Oh, that is really frustrating. Okay, as tradition, we must map when we change grips on our controllers. It's almost a rule at this point. Alright, and Duden's having a hard time with these YBAs, and it's understandable because YBAs are hard to do consistently. If anyone wants to try these glitches at home, my advice rather is to use one hand to hit both buttons and hit both the buttons like extremely forcefully. It increases the chance of you pressing both buttons on the same frame. That, and just know your pixels, know your visual cues. Alright, so has successfully skipped the front of Swamp, but he wants to check the items, so we're going back. Powder? Some seeds powder is really good to find, and this seed, I'm not sure if that does anything for them. Probably not. Okay, so this YBA will take us to Hera so that he can get the crystal. He's still going to have to go back for Argus, because it's the tournament rule that we have to defeat the bosses as well as claim their crystals. So, getting the portal to the... That's funny. So was in the Dark World despite being on the Hera screen. So he had to use the portal twice. It looked like he wasn't expecting that to be the case, so that's why that was amusing. Oh, I forgot that Duden did not do South Shore. I don't think we found anything here, though. Alright, it looks like So's going for this hover again. I don't know how I feel about this late mini boulder arm cave check. If, like, the hook shot and the lamp were here, your opponent would have been done by now. Almost certainly. Of course, it's easy for me to say that, knowing there's nothing there. Well, at least on the bright side for So, he has a lot more hearts than last time he attempted to cross this gap. Having a little trouble, though. This is a ridiculously far hover, so... it's understandable if he can't make it all the way. Both runners kind of struggling a little bit. And Duden gets the sword. I was never expecting him to go there, but he did get it. But no logic is hard stuff. There's a reason why a lot of people don't learn how to play this category. So it's nothing against these runners. Everybody struggles on these seeds sometimes, especially in a race scenario. The pressure can be quite a lot sometimes. And once you start making mistakes, it's really easy to get in your head. And then even stuff that is easy for you to do, you can make mistakes on at that point. Oh, I missed the Duden Headquake also. Alright, so this is new information for us. We haven't seen anything in Mire yet. Oh yeah, I forgot So goes this way. I think So doesn't know the Hookshot Cave clip. Yeah, we've reached full desperation on So's side. So does not like going to GT. Right, Duden gets a fourth bottle, which is not what he wanted to see. I mean, it is hopeful, but if you're having trouble with potion glitches, it's kind of adding insult to injury. A small key to this dungeon, very nice. Oh wow, we're climbing on So's side. Oh, is he trying to meta the left side is nothing? Well, hopefully So will like show us a YBA or something to like shortcut this process. Because climbing is for when you play a regular mode. We don't do that here. At least you're not supposed to. Okay, so this YBA will skip all the items. Which is so... this is strictly an AGA 2 play, which is a little bit surprising. But it is progress, though. We do have to do this. It's a rule. It's a requirement. And yes, Duden did find the Harabig in, Buyer. So that will save time, because he doesn't have to YBA to open the door anymore. We know that there was nothing there. Well, actually, I don't remember if So got the big chest or not. Well, either way, we're going to Hera right now, it looks like. Maybe Swamp, too. Alright, so has completed Saga 2, which is a requirement. Not going to be able to take on Ganon just yet, though. So has to do 2 bosses and 1 crystal. And Duden claims the Meyer pendant from Moldorm. Probably he just doesn't want to walk out of here. So is doing all these checks that we know aren't super helpful. That red boomerang would have helped him splash delete without arrows, but... not sure if it's going to help him too much now. Okay, so nothing was in the compass chest for Hera. Big chest. Also nothing. Alright, so Duden just has to run into the middle of the room to collect the crystal. And So is getting Dark Cross, which I'm like pretty sure this was just rupees or similarly nothing. Yeah, it was rupees. Okay. So Duden has completed Hera. It's still technically a bit behind because So has the Swamp Crystal. Does not have the Argus kill. Okay, just a heart container on Ether Tablet. I think Duden remembers that he's in the Dark World. So it could be going for the mirror wrap, or maybe just wants to go to the other side. Yeah, he's doing the mirror wrap again. Okay, dude, and we believe in you. Let's all pray for it. his hands to be steady and strong. Okay, that is one YBA. Oh. He walked too far, that's unfortunate. So like the path of the floor mimics like the bottom of the room. Like basically you're redoing the room top to bottom, but without camera. So that's why we have to walk on what appears to be a pit. He went too far again. This is unfortunate. So back in GT. Looks like we're doing left side. Alright, he did not wrap the screen that time, I think. He just forgot. This is really unfortunate. Yeah, it's true that Duden could have went to Swamp. Like, he has keys in, like, every dungeon that would let you do that. Like, he has the Swamp Small, Hera Small, Meyer Small, Pod Small. Swamp just feels kind of bad, but we are running out of options. There are opposing schools of thought in this mode where some people like to slam their head into a trick until they get it, and some people will just abandon that part of the game entirely unless it's the last thing they have to do left. And Duden appears to be one of the people that is not easily deterred. It has become a matter of pride at this point. Alright, well, So's going to ice, so this is also new information. And we can full clear this. Like, relatively hassle-free. I mean, we don't have Samaria, but this isn't a regular rando. You can't expect to have that all the time. Alright, I really hope Duden looked up a map of the path, because he's making me nervous that he fell so many times. Okay, good, good. Okay, first step complete. I'm wondering if he was on the pixel that time. Like, okay, that looked good. Just needs to move up. But there are actually 2 pixels for the West YBA, but I don't know, maybe he just drank it on accident at that time. But nonetheless, we're here. We're going to kill a 3-headed turtle. Okay, nice kill. We get silver arrows for our trouble. Okay, so Duden has to do swamp, and that's it. Well, and Agatu, but I wonder what his plan is. It looks like he wants to do Agatu while he's over here, which, I mean, that's fine. You could. It doesn't take that long to get back over here and glitched. But, yeah, maybe using the potion shop is wise, because we're already here. So, the method for swamp, at least the common method, would be to do 2 YBAs from desert, and then he can use the flippers to swim the rest of the way to the boss. And he can just front door to get the crystal because he has mirror and moon pearl flippers swamp small. Alright, so killing Cold Stare, getting a piece of heart, going to pick up the green pendant. Duden is checking the big chest. Yeah, okay, I understand now why Duden's doing this. You can get items on the way to Agatu this way. He's probably going to do Crystal Roller as well. But then he's going to backtrack to this room to do a YBA. Looking at his menu, it would appear that So did not find anything in Ice Palace. I was kind of keeping an eye on it, but it didn't look like he found anything. I think that he found a desert small key, which actually is not bad. Although, actually, he already stole the small key earlier, so it doesn't matter for him, actually. Never mind. Okay, I guess Duden is not doing the YBA. We're just looking for items. Now, Ice is kind of a cool green pendant because if you have the mirror and hook pushing, you can do a cool route where you hook push from the upgrade ferry into Sahasrala's room. But obviously we can't do that. Okay, just a compass. And disappointment. Oh, this is a different Agatu setup. Or that, or it could be he's trying to get the compass chest. Depending on what movements stuff you do afterwards. Okay, so he was doing the one to get the chest. And he finds the gold sword, which is not really helpful. But nice of him for remembering the Samaria skip there. That's kind of an obscure one. They're usually only reserved for the worst of worst seeds. Alright, so I was trying the overworld YB again. Okay, I think that was successful this time. He was trying to get the... Okay, well, and also the collision doesn't match the graphics, by the way. So he has to figure out how to get back inbound. But, yeah, this should give him a third bottle, which doesn't actually do anything for him other than provide safety, but he wanted to have it, so there you go. Maybe he thinks he needs it for Argus because he forgot about the mirror. Okay, this has to be swamp for Duden, I'm guessing. Maybe he forgot he has the swamp small and like all the stuff to do at vanilla. Because this is definitely slower than front dooring. And he's probably gonna get blasted unless he's quick. Oh, very nice. Avoiding the fire. That petting zoo room is one of the rooms in the game. The enemies just love to bother you. Okay, so we already saw this was nothing. Okay, well, I mean, powder. Not great in this particular seed, but sometimes it's really awesome to have. And more funds for his potion adventures. Okay, well, so clearly he knows he has the mirror. I don't know, maybe they just don't remember they have the swamp small. Oh, so remembered. It's kind of unfortunate that he didn't find the flippers, though. Alright, so this is a double YBA on So's side. This goes to the back room of Swamp. The diver down area. We need to back out a certain amount before we do the second YBA. Maybe he's not sure if he's on spot or not. I gotta be honest, this resolution on the comm stream is too low. I couldn't tell if it was the right spot or not, but he did successfully YBA. I'm not sure if he did the camera correction, though. This looks a little... I guess it was good enough. Like, typically we see people back out of the door a little bit for that YBA. And Duden is looking for items in Swamp. Meanwhile, So is setting up a splashless bomb diver down. And he has to do it this way because he doesn't have flippers. This way is a little bit tricky to do. But the Samaria version is much easier. And this also is kind of one of those things that falls in the category of it takes you like more than a couple tries. You might as well have just drained the water or skipped it. But it looks like we're just not doing those checks. Although not having any bombs was a reason to check those items. Okay, fortunately he gets the bomb snap in one bomb. But missed the YBA, unfortunately. If he still has the potion, he could select buffer the YBA. Or he could, like, look for bombs. Maybe, oh, nope, we're just resetting. If he found a bomb, he could do the mirror door as well if he didn't have a potion. The mirror door requires bombs, YBA does not, though. It looks like we're just gonna try again. Alright, and Duden going into the deepest, darkest depths of despair. We're doing left side swamp. And we get a cape. I wonder if Duden is going to go back to Swamp, because he left the portal there. Oh, never mind, we're just doing ice. Okay, well, this is probably good GG for Duden, because he's not going to find anything here. Because Duden, having already done TR, had a bit of a chance to maybe run away with this one. I know he's had a little bit of trouble with the YBAs, but So did give him ample time to take the lead, but it's not looking good for Duden right now. Alright, So was successful at the spin YBA. Alright, the fight was successful. So still has to do TR. Duden has to do Swamp, and I think he still has to do Aga too. Right, so unfortunately missing the mirror wrap, but at least this one is the insta bonk. Doesn't take quite as long if you fail it as some other mirror wraps that we do. Alright, so is going for the hover once more. Made it about halfway that time. Alright, he has done it. He has reached the other side. Into the Trinex fight. And meanwhile, Duden into the Cold Stare fight. Alright, simultaneous boss kills, so just has to take down Ganon now. Okay, so Duden getting the bad news that ice was a complete waste of time. I think there was a Desert Small in there, but we'll see if that gets used or not. But anyway, so into the Ganon fight. Alright. Oh, close with the fire, but alright. So just needs 3 more arrows in Ganon. Alright, and Ganon is down, and looks like we're going for the dash. Let's go. Very nice. Alright, so is going to take this one and be the winner of this match. Please get your GGs in chat for So, who has finished with an official time of 1 hour, 50 minutes, 20 seconds. And Duden has not responded in the race room, so it looks like he's going to continue for now. Alright, so if you missed it on SO's side, this is the Desert to Swamp double YBA. Alright, so you need to back out of the door a little bit before doing the next YBA. Is the issue there? Okay, that's a lot though. That's unfortunate. It's exactly 6 pixels or 4 frames if you're select buffering. At least that's the setup that I know. There might be other ones that work, but there is a visual cue you can use. Alright, with that, Duden has decided to forfeit the race, so let's get our GGs in chat for him as well. Okay, and we are joined by Duden. GG.
GG. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it cut out a little bit at first, but I can hear you now.
Yeah, because of my mic is kind of broken. I don't know what happened there. I also think that the microphone caused some lag during the seed. I don't know. It was strange. It disconnected a lot. But here we are.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, not that bad. I just looked up the YBA way to reach Argos, and it doesn't seem to be too bad. I just never did it. Could have committed to this earlier, I think.
Oh yeah, okay, well that makes sense. I was wondering why you went to ice, because it looked to me that you had a chance to kind of take the race, but the decision to go to ice at that moment was like too much of a commitment.
Yeah, what happened to Tho? I really thought he should have been done way earlier.
Okay, well, a few things happened to so early on. So, by the way, my condolences about the Thieves Town attic. I have made that mistake before in a
Yeah, that's
Krusty's
okay.
ladder race. So early on, so had another mistake that kind of balanced out that first mistake for the early race. Like he took a death early on to VRAM Landmo. And then he also went back later to do the fight anyway, only to get rewarded with a pendant, whereas you actually found the map and never had to bother with that fight. So also spent a lot of time trying to hover to Trinex. Like, he made a few trips to TR throughout the seed, and eventually he did. It was his last crystal. He eventually did succeed at the hover to Trinex. I mean, just kind of a rough seed. Not everybody wants a bottle seed. In fact, most people don't. And we're joined by So as well, the winner of the race and the series. Congratulations.
Thank you, GG student.
Yeah, GG's.
Yeah, really, overall, I assumed that I was in go mode pretty early in the seed when,
Yeah, same.
yeah, because of the bottles, and I thought that my second bottle was in Agina and not Keck. So when I went to tree warp the Agina and got a code sword. There, I started a brain meltdown from
Yeah,
there
that was my
onwards.
template, so
Yeah, because then I had to find out a third bottle or some area or flippers or hookshot to beat Argus, and then I knew that there was a YBA to dupe that first bottle on Spec Rock, but I didn't know how to do it, so I just YOLO'd the YBA, and it didn't work because I never loaded the item, so. Then I just started to try to find something on my way to beat my progression. And when everything went wrong in the
Yeah, I
seed,
feel that.
I just okay. I had to open the no logic server and find that video from Tam that he shows how to do that, and then I just keep on playing while I was searching the Discord for the for the video to learn how to do that bottle. But
Dune was asking what
yeah.
happened to you, and because both of you had some issues. Well, at first, but like I wanted to say, you didn't actually need the third bottle because you could have used the mirror to spin
Yeah,
to Argus.
I
Um,
wasn't quite sure if the mirror worked over there, so I should have at least tried once, but I always forgot about mirror doors. So it only crossed my mind when I missed the spin YBA because I didn't spend magic right in the end. I thought about mirror door there, but it never crossed my mind before.
well,
So
and not having bombs also was pretty
yeah.
unfortunate as well.
Yeah,
Um,
and I was kind of tilted because by my two falls on the last tile on Trinex over, so I was pretty sad throughout the seed because of that. I spent too much time trying to get to Trinex.
yeah, that one early on hover that you had, that like where you fell like right at the end, was pretty
Yeah.
heartbreaking. Uh, It, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I can hover a little bit sometimes, but I would have said the double IBA is easier, but I mean, obviously I'm not you though, so congrats to you on getting it done though.
Yeah, I don't really like that the double YBA when I have only two bottles because I'm not quite consistent on that. Not on the YBA part, but the walking part. I usually fall down the the, the screen. So and I usually don't have much trouble doing the Trenex hover. So I just went for the hovers since it would take too much time for me to keep buying on potions. And every time that I was thinking about buying potions as a backup, I was short on money, and I knew that I needed a ton of potions still to finish the seed. So that's why I didn't went for the double IBA.
That makes sense. I understand. It's just most people can't do that hover, even if they can do like little hovers like Hookshot Cave. So
Yeah.
it's always cool to see that. But the one thing that would have helped you and saved some time was the flippers were actually on Stumpy, so you would have not had to do the clippers, which you did get it. I guess that was kind of another sad story, because you got the hard part, like the actual clip, like fairly quickly after you got the splash delete, and then you accidentally took damage and had to do it all over again. So the flippers definitely would have saved you time on that. But I mean,
Yeah,
still
for
though,
sure.
it was still nice that you did it, that you were able to do it though. It was nicely done.
Yeah, fake clippers for me is just a RNG thing. I just get on place and kind of hover the D-pad and just hope for the best. Luckily, this time it went pretty smoothly, but sometimes I take like 5 minutes to get it. So at least I could have. I didn't waste much time on that. But the Stumpy to the digging game in my area, I wasn't too happy doing those checks because it didn't have much things. I didn't want to do this route to get some Meyer, I thought that maybe Duden would have done that because Meyer had much more density than ice, and so I kind of gambled on doing ice and green pendant instead to find something. That's why I never do the frontal escape. I went straight to Dark Cross after doing the both items and Naga. So, I just didn't want to do the left side of Dark World.
No, I understand. It makes sense, because sometimes you just assume your opponent has already checked those locations. Duden did check Meyer and GT, and eventually Ice as well.
Yeah.
I think Duden did end up getting more checks than you in the seed, which ended up not working out because he didn't find like the helpful items like no hookshot lamp or Samaria. But
I think Lamp was in Ice Armors.
No.
Because nope.
No,
Because
I went there.
I find the lamp right in the end, but I never saw the sprite, so I figured it was an invisible item.
Oh.
So I have no idea where I got the lamp. I assumed it was in Ice Armors.
Oh, well, okay, you'll have to forgive me then. I was doing the tracking and comms, and I totally missed the acquiring of the lamp.
Yeah,
And
I
you,
just
you said you didn't even know you had it.
yeah, I noticed on Ganon fight because I was afraid of dying, spend half my match with Burner, and I was okay. I only have 5 rod, but since I just got silvered, it's kind of okay. And then I managed and saw the lamp, so
Oh, you
I
know what it
figured it
was?
was in Ice Armors.
No, it was probably Argus because you did the VRAM fight.
Yeah, could have been Argus too. Yeah.
So, Duden, you did not find the lamp, right?
Nope.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
that's
it was
probably
Argus.
where it
Yeah.
is. Alright, well, I think, unfortunately, we are going over our scheduled time. I didn't know that the, I didn't know that the schedule was full today, so, sorry about that. But do you guys have any more thoughts about the seed or about the tournament? And sorry, and again, GG to you, Duden. I think you had a good run for someone who's like relatively new to the mode,
Yeah,
so it was
absolutely.
still an impressive showing.
Absolutely. Had a lot of fun and really appreciated being in that tournament. So really looking forward to the next one. And yeah, thanks everybody for the restreams, the setup, everything. I don't know what to say. Just thank you.
Yeah,
Yes,
just give a
thank you
huge
to
shout out
Phoenix.
for everyone that did the restream, and it was a pleasure playing against you, dude, and see you next time.
Yeah, see you.
So is going to advance to face Krithel in the next round. We do not have any matches scheduled at this time. And thanks to Phoenix for the speed